Okay, just waiting for Paula. I'm not sure. Hopefully, she got the link. There we go. She should come back now. There we go.
No.
I'll put you on a different phone as well, just in case. It maybe might have been this phone.
There's no echo now. You can't get filters on this.
That sounds a little bit better though.
It does.
Yeah,
It
you
does.
look gorgeous. You look gorgeous. So
Nice.
where was you starting from? Is everybody here, or do we need to wait a little while?
I've said to them they have to come back in. They'll come back in. They will come back in. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, babe. I just noticed there was about 5 or 6 people saying the same thing, and I thought, oh, that's not cool. Otherwise, you'll be like tinny.
I know. And you know how hard it is for me to do this.
Definitely, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. And I think the more people that do come out, and the more people that know how to deal with these flying monkeys, when you don't take it so seriously and you don't let them provoke you, basically.
See that TT sister. I've only told a few people I'm going to be on this live tonight. There goes Cherry. So yeah, we're talking about so I had to move umpteen times. And this is a part where people need to understand. June last year, and we'd only been putting this house in the April. And I've had to start from scratch for every house because I don't get help or support, which is fine. The social work, they were brought into my life, which I wasn't made aware of, which I had a doubt in my mind. I knew who it was until I seen a post on YouTube that was sent to me from Smackhead Stacey. Apparently, I've not seen the comment. Allegedly, Maria Howarth has admitted she called the social services on me and my kids, and I can kind of relate to why she did that, because whilst I was in temporary accommodation, Maria Howarth had called me, who I genuinely thought was a friend at the time. We had arguments in between, like a year so prior, and she called me up and she says, I've just done the Sarah's Law on Tony Burkett. There's 3 NFAs, different ages, different years. He's a beast. I need you to get this check done. Now, prior to that, I was getting called a nonce-enabler. You know how it is online. You're a paedophile, you're a nonce-enabler. And again, myself, I've been called a paedophile. Until that evidence is produced in front of you, and I still stand proud to this day to say that, see, unless that evidence is produced in front of me, I cannot call somebody that, especially when I've been portrayed in that light myself.
100%, yeah.
So when I said to Maria Howarth, I'll speak to the social worker, not realising at the time that she got brought in my life. And we had the social worker come in, weekly visits. And I said to the social worker, can you please do a check on this Tony Burkett? Because Paul's friends with him and there's all this stuff online. No problem. She came back a week later and she said, we can't do a check on him because he's not around your children. Now, I know from what I've been sent, there's a speculation about Tony Burkett being in my house. Yes, he was. Late November, early December 2022, when he was doing the hospital visits, and he popped into my house. My kids have never seen him. He was in and out to see Paul. That was it. I've never any contact with him after that. So fast forward, me being put in temporary accommodation, Maria contacted me and saying, I've got the Sarah's Law done. Social worker came back a week later, like I said, we can't do the check because he's not around your kids. So when I told Maria Howarth that, she wasn't happy. She wasn't happy. I'll contact the social work department and I'll tell them myself. So that was about February, March. I got the house here in April. It was then June. The social work just unannounced turned up my door. We're requesting Paul leaves your house. And I was like, why? It's down to associations with Tony Burkett and Paddy Conroy. And I went, but he's not spoke to Paddy Conroy in over a year. And Tony Burkett, from what I see, he said no criminal convictions for years. So what's going on? We're requesting that you ask him to leave the house. So I knew exactly what that entailed. I wasn't willing to take my kids to court. So I was like, Paul, you have to go. And Paul was like, okay, I'll go. And that was June last year, of 2023. And I've not heard or seen anything of him since. So when they reported me to social work, I had to go to monthly meetings and 3 monthly meetings as well. And I was still questioning about Paul, even though he wasn't here. And they were coming to my house weekly. I had a school nurse come in for my autistic daughter. I even said to them, do random visits, because there's nobody else staying in this house. Do random visits, just so I can prove to you there's nobody in my house and how much my kids mean to me. It still wasn't good enough. So I sat in the meetings and answered all the questions. I ticked all the boxes. And then I got signed off in January of this year. Because I was doing everything right. In between that, I've been given notifications, because I've never been on YouTube since then. I'm looking on the night, and it's the first and last I'll ever be on it. You know, Sammie, how it's affected me. I'll never be back on this app. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what you think about how I look. You do not pay my bills. You do not care for me and my kids. Therefore, your opinion's irrelevant. And unfortunately, on this toxic app, people, especially with faceless accounts, feel they're validated and given an opinion and a point. Doesn't work. Nobody understands exactly what I went through behind closed doors. So even after Paul had left, my neighbour's car got attacked, damaged. A neighbour came to my door, tried to blame Paul, my ex-partner. And I was like, no, it wasn't. I says, because we've had multiple things done to us. He was then pointed in the right direction to speak to those responsible or who I thought was involved. And my neighbour was given names. Irrelevant, really. You're doing what you're doing, you've done what you've done. Doesn't matter who you are. So Paul had left in June. I got up on the September to go to the shop to get some snacks for my daughter. As I walked out the building, it was spray painted all over the building. I was under investigation for a 15-year-old. Paula Bennie, tapped flat, spray painted all over. And the family that lived below me just had a newborn baby. It was all over their walls. Fortunately, it was raining that day. I was able to have an umbrella to shield my daughter, who was getting onto a disability bus. But I still had to explain to those people that drove into the car park why that was there. I've contacted all the schools, every support network was involved. This is what's going on. And all I got for the social work was, why is this still going on? Why are they still attacking you? And I was like, I don't know. I came off YouTube like a year and a half ago. I sat in front of the social work and I deleted my account, my YouTube account in front of them to prove to them exactly how much my daughter and my sons meant to me. And again, it still wasn't good enough.
You were silenced.
I was silenced. And that's the unfortunate thing, because I've got kids under the age of 18. That's the only way they could silence me. Now, all I'm guilty of is standing up and being very vocal and putting the truth out. the more I put the truth out, the more they came back at me. And it was all grown men. And when the grown men couldn't silence me, they got women involved. And it was daily threats. To the point, before my old neighbour moved out just last Christmas, and I was laying on the floor in my hall, and he tapped my door, and he was like, I've just had a phone call. There's guys from Govan that are going to come through your door. And I was like, I'm not even involved in anything. What's going on? The guy was actually advising me to put stuff in front of my door to barricade it. And he actually said to my oldest boy, can you fight? For what? For what? Because people were targeting me and attacking me online, and I was responding. That's all I was doing. I have never went outside somebody's door or around their area. I have never intimidated. I've been very vocal. The only thing I'll take responsibility for is going down those rabbit holes and arguing with unnecessary people.
I'm with you there.
Not, Sammie, it took away from my whole story what I was trying to put out. It did. Because if I'd have stuck to what I was trying to put out, then maybe people would have listened. Because I was arguing with this person and that person, I just
you weren't aware that you were in a game. They're basically narcissists that like to provoke people, and you fall for it because you are an empathetic person and you care. And if you don't know you're in a game, of course you're going to be passionate. But now you know the game and you know what these people are like, you're free. You're free. Their words will never have any power again.
I'm not though, because I got a message the other day. And again, I'm not putting names out or anything, because I still have that fear that something's going to happen to my house or my kids are going to be embroiled in it. But I was asked to talk to people on YouTube and get content taken down. And I'm like, I don't associate with anybody on you. Yes, I associate with you, but not through YouTube. It's through personal. Cherry Hardy, not through YouTube, through personal. That's it. That's the only people I talk to. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And the message was, Tommy, yes, I did. Yes, that's true. Yes, Paul did have to leave. And the thing is, I could get my subject access, which will entail from A to Z of everything from start to finish. And the two social workers came into my house and requested Paul left. Never demanded, they requested. And the reason why I said to Paul, you have to go, is because I'm not fighting over anybody for my kids. My kids come first, full stop. And again, that's what they turned and said, and it'll be in the reports. It was due to his connections with Tony Burkett and Paddy Conroy. And Paul hadn't spoke to Paddy Conroy in well over a year. The two of them hate each other. And I try to express that to the social work. It went over their heads. And still I had to go through the meetings. And again, like I said to them, do random visits to prove I've got nobody in the house. Because people still assumed that I was still with Paul and I was still in contact with Paul. No. Marie, was the spray paint in your house before you got with Paul? The spray paint there was 2 spray paints before I got with Paul, and then the 5 other spray paints happened after it. And that's where I will stand up and say that people are saying that Tony Burkett and Paul Ellis was responsible for my graffiti. No, they weren't. No, they were not. Because how could that man lie beside me and get up and spray paint and then come back and lie down beside me? Impossible. I'm a Hawkeye. Impossible. Virtually impossible. And the fact that 3 of his cars got written off, the first car, like I said, they graffitied the building in front of me because they thought that's where I said, because where Paul parked his car. And that get written off. And then he got another car, and just before Christmas, they slashed all his tyres. and he couldn't get it removed by the AA because it was the Christmas period. They came back a few days later and they had drilled holes all around his car, scratched it all, and then put expanding foam in every part of it. And then when we moved to where I am now, he was always parking his car way out the way. But they found it. And once again, they spray painted all over the car and damaged it. And I'm no means sticking up for Paul or anybody else. It's about me and my kids and what we had to endure. And the fact that I've got an autistic daughter that had to move umpteen times and try to get her to come in and live in a new surrounding was very hard. Very hard. Let's say I put the video up, try to show people the impact it was taking on her, to say, please stop. They mocked it. My youngest had to move school twice. Wasn't a good place, mentally. Yeah, he did, Cherry. He did. He did love my kids. And again, see what's happened with Paul's life right now? It's nothing to do with me. It doesn't put me up or down. My focus is on my kids. But he did love my kids. He really did. And again, people will speculate and they'll say stuff online, especially the faceless accounts. They think they've got a right to have an opinion. By all means, have your opinion. But it means nothing. Because behind my door, you had no idea the positive impact that we had in a family life. And that was ripped apart. Then I got notification the other day about that Smackhead Stacey putting a post up because Maria Howarth had commented, which she then deleted, saying that she felt bad or guilty because she contacted social services. And like I said earlier on, because she never got the response off of me. Like I told her, I went to the social work, they can't get that check done. And her words to me were, well, I'll contact the social work and I'll tell them what I've got. And that was in March. And then June, they come in and remove Paul for the house. Which I accepted. Again, my kids come first. No matter what, my kids come first. When we get moved to the first house, after the house I was previously living in for 4.5 years, we get moved into temporary accommodation and nobody was aware of that. It was the police that came to my door, making me aware that there was leaflets, A4 leaflets posted, pictures of me and Paul, calling us the next Myra Hindley and Ian Brady. And if you have approached them with caution and called the police. Yes, fishy fingers, people are entitled to a Sayers law on any man, but from my understanding when I Google it, that is somebody that's around your children. Nobody's around my children. So the question is, how did Maria Howarth get that check done when her kids weren't around Tony Burkett? And let's not deter for the fact that before I got involved with Paul and his association with Tony Burkett, Maria Howarth was very good friends with him. And she actually done a recording, reading out a statement from a victim of Decas. But she then later on admitted it wasn't a proven statement, but she's still done it. Why this woman is continuously targeting me and attacking me, I don't know. I've never done anything personally to her. I've never inflicted or caused hate on her. Why else would you use the social work? I requested them to do a check on Tony because, like I said earlier, Maria had asked me to do a check because she got the check done and she told me it was on it. The 3 NFAs, 3 different years, 3 different ages. He was a beast and I had to get this check done. And I went to the social worker and I asked to get the check done. A week later, the social worker came back to me and says, we can't get the check done because he's not around your children. And Tommy's saying there, I don't get why they mentioned Paddy. I don't either. It's whoever phoned the social work when they came into my house. And again, I'll stipulate, I can get a subject access and everything will be documented from A to Z. And when they came into my house, the reasons for asking Paul to leave my house was because of his connections with Paul, Tony Burkett and Paddy Conroy. That's what was said to me and Paul. No, I get why people are asked their questions, Sammie. But that's what was told. That's what was said.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Paddy exactly what was said, and it's went over. He's been told what was said. I was going to do a live a few months ago, speaking about all this. And Maria's response to somebody was, if she comes on here, I'm contacting social services.
That's called coercive control. So
see, for a woman that has children underage, and you're doing what you're doing on this app, is that not a cause for concern? Would I retaliate and do exactly what you've done to me? No, I wouldn't. Because I wouldn't put any child through that. I wouldn't, just for a gain of authority or thinking they're better. Because anything she's done is not been for the good of anybody. It's not. Yep. Fishy fingers. Yep. Social work did. They actually, do you know what? They actually done a check on Paul because he was in my kids' lives, and it all came back clear. So, see, for anybody saying, "Oh, he works for the police and all the rest of it," the social work sat and done a check, and the only thing on his record was a driving offence from when he was 24-year-old, and they still try to drag that up, Sammie. And he's like, "Why? I'm in my 40s. It was a driving offence when I was 24, nothing else." So they done a full check on him because he was involved in my kids. That came back clear. They couldn't do a check on Tony, like I'm going to repeatedly say, because for a serious law, this person has to be around your children. That's why. That's why the social work could not get a check done for me. And again, I can get a subject access, and it will stipulate everything from A to Z, me asking them and the response I got. So when I gave that response to Maria Howarth, she wasn't happy. And that's when she was going full force. I've seen her in comments saying, "Oh, she's going to have somebody else in her bed." The most disgusting, immature, pathetic comments. Somebody that's got children of her own. Fishy fingers, it wasn't in regards to Paddy, it was in regards to Tony, even though they came into my house and they said it's down to his associations with Paddy Conroy and Tony Burkett. And that's when I stood up and I said, Paul spoke to Paddy Conroy in over a year. Look online, they hate each other. But the focus was on Tony Burkett, i.e. Maria Howarth, contacted the social services. Hence why Smackhead Stacey put the post up, because Maria Howarth deleted her comments saying she felt guilty for reporting me to the social services.
I mean, are you not sure that this Stacey Smackhead isn't actually Humble Dryer on a fake account? Because I had issues with Stacey Smackhead. I had the same nasty
you might have issues, honey, but this person has done nothing but support me. And she put a post up a while ago because I was one of two people that was given her or him, right?
Yeah.
Email address.
But this is what they do. Sometimes they're nasty to you on a troll account and nice to you on a good account.
My old neighbour, before he moved, came to my door and says, I've got a certain person on the phone. They're asking who's behind these accounts. And if you tell them all this stuff's going to stop. And I was like, I don't know who these people are. I'm not behind fake accounts. I don't know who these people are. The incident with Paul on the motorway, that's what was getting screamed and shouted at him. The Smart Kid Stacey account. I am oblivious. I will not sit here and lie. I've got nothing to lose anymore. Not that I want people to come and troll me again, because my kids have suffered enough. My young kids have suffered enough. Like I said, do you know what? I'm so wrong for coming on and being vile and volatile and arguing with people, but I got entrapped in rabbit holes and I went down them. And yes, it was my own choice to be vocal and shout and argue.
I think a lot of people did, babe. You weren't the only one. We all did it. We were all guilty of thinking. I mean, Tony Burkett was sending me rape threats at one point, but now I don't even know if it was the real Tony Burkett account. It could have been anyone. And
it could have been anyone, because I was getting messages from his apparent brother.
Well, don't listen to it, because
I said that to Humble.
He promised me it was all humble dryer.
It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. And then I get called in after we fell out, and I'm like, but I've came to you with all this. Everything, I've always been honest. Don't ever call me a liar. I don't lie. I don't fabricate. I don't exaggerate. I cannot even contemplate having a fake account, because it takes me all my time to remember my passwords on, like, my banking app and things like that. I've always got to reset them. I don't have time to do this sort of stuff. I don't. But it's what forget everything I've had to endure. It's what my kids have had to endure. Moving schools, moving house time after time, not being able to kind of make friends. I've got no friends about here, because I had to isolate myself. The social worker said to me, you cannot let anybody know where you stay. In this house I'm in right now, which was clearly, I was told it was put, a channel's been taken down. They were driving by and they were saying, oh, this is where Paula, Bennie and Paula stays. Try to target us. Everywhere we moved, there was certain people out at eateries and driving about, or this is where they stay. And I said to social work, I am not leaving the house with my kids. And they were like, but you have to get them out and about. And I'm like, we've got a wee veranda, like balcony. I said, I am not taking the risk. I take my kids outside and somebody starts shouting, attacking me. Yeah, I can stand my ground. My kids don't need to see this. So again, this is what I'm saying. I take responsibility for arguing with people and going down that dark, nasty rabbit hole. If I'd have stuck to what I was trying to say, maybe people would have listened and they wouldn't have escalated like it has for other females on this app. And see, when people like Andrew Gine says, you know, if you go and speak to Humble behind the scenes, it'll be resolved. Nonsense.
You can't talk to a man like Humble. He's a monster.
Nonsense. I walked away and I blocked them. I blocked them.
He's an absolute fucking monster. No woman should be anywhere near John Wason.
Yep, I blocked them and I never said anything or anything after that. And then bam, on YouTube, Paula, Bennie, Team Humble, no more. And I'm like, fuck. So, and again, let's highlight Andrew Gine. Andrew Gine, we're all talking about how I'm a bad mum. People say I'm a bad mum, or that I was enabling the ones, i.e. Tony Burkett. Again, get the proof out online and then we can all believe. I'm not saying he hasn't, I'm not saying he hasn't. Unless I see that in front of me, I cannot accuse anybody, especially when I was consistently accused of that myself. Andrew Gine, I spoke to her before I moved at my first house, because I was talking to her quite a while. And the last message I got for Andrew Gine was to do a Clare's Law on a Chris Hartley. And it was because you've got kids. And I looked it up and I went, I'm not in a relationship with him. This is what you need to do a Clare's Law on. And I'd left my house, and by the time I came back to the shops, because I hadn't responded, I was blocked. And every single message was deleted. So how many of yous have tried to use my kids to get a check done? That's a question. That's a big, big question. No, I didn't, Marie. I didn't find out who spray painted, because unfortunately these people, they act all big and hard, and they do it behind the scenes. Like I said earlier on, I had done a video on my YouTube channel before I took it down, and I was calling out Donna Humble because, like I said, I'm calling you out because you've caused all this. You've made yourself out to be a victim, and you played me as a fool. And your own partners turned around and said on a live for me that I failed the test. You were testing me and I failed it. And then 2 days later after that, the first spray paint over the side of my building, and that's where a 90-year-old man lived. And they weren't happy the first time. I do it a second time. And yes, the second time they did it, what did I do? I lay out, sprawled out as if I was a drunken alcoholic. My friends had actually done a picture. I'll send it to you, Sammie. I was lying as if, I'm a drunken person.
I saw it. No, I saw it. I saw it. You
They
were mucking
used
about.
that.
Anyone could tell you were mucking about.
And then they used that to say, "Oh, look, I've got a drink problem."
Yeah, I saw it.
No. I was mocking. I was showing you. Do you know what? Bring it.
And can I just add to that? Donna actually knew that everybody was accusing me of being her and setting people up, and she still allowed people to believe that it was me for about 5 months.
Humble turned around and said to me as well, "You admit you were trying to portray yourself as Donna." And I went, "No, I wasn't." I said, "Somebody sent me a message on Messenger and says, 'Are you Donna Humble?' And I went to him and I says, 'I'm getting accused of being Donna.' And he went, 'Ignore it.' Which I did. That's why people were assuming. That's why he's then
just for my little lot that don't know, just to explain, Donna Humble is the partner of John Wayton, Humble Dryer. She was involved with him doing things to various people, setting them up. I think she tried to pay £5,000 to have someone set up with the Clare's Law. That was basically what I was accused of. And everybody was saying it was me. And for about 5 months, whilst I was dealing with a rape investigation, I had the bullshit with all that lot online at the same time. And that was Donna. Now, she could have come forward at any point and said, "No, you've got the wrong girl. That isn't her." But she didn't. She decided to let people...
I cannot fathom. And see, even all the females on this app that have said the most disgusting, derogatory things about me, I wish you no harm. Because I'm about women empowerment and supporting females. And I do a lot of that in a background, which I'm not going to put on here, because I'm not going to risk all these amazing women. And I support so many behind the scenes as well as in the front line, because to me, it's empathy. And if you've went through so much, help somebody. Help somebody. Never look at a woman and kick them when they're down. Pick them up. And I can't understand, again, all those females that have said the most nasty things about me on this app, I will never retaliate because I'm better than that. And I wasn't raised. I raised myself. And I've learnt a lot. And like I say repeatedly, the only thing I'm guilty of is coming on and running my mouth and shouting and screaming. Because I was provoked behind the back line. So I'd come on in the front line and I'd go and get angry. If I could take it back, I would. I would take it back. But the punishment and everything me and my kids endured, again, take me out of the equation. Take me right out of the equation. My young children. And for somebody to turn around and say to me, "I never caused your kids trauma." I'm going to apologise right now. Yes, you fucking did. Because when I've got my kids scared to leave their house, or they can't make friends because they haven't moved school multiple times, they can't go out in the street.
Especially in the world we're living in, where kids do go missing and there are kidnaps. You know, the world we're living in is disgusting. So for people to be doing this as a game, mucking about, playing, it's disgusting. You know, they're not. I think what we are dealing with is narcs. These are narcissistic people who use YouTube as a playground. And a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon. There was no need to. A lot of people set up fake accounts in other people's names and were trolling to get people into trouble. And if people had just talked and worked it out rather than jumping on and setting up bully gangs on platforms, you know, we wouldn't have. I mean, I'm quite grateful. I met you.
In the comments, the rumours that was going about, and that was through Maria Howarth, saying that me and Cherry were the same person. And I actually sent a voice recording. I will not say any names, Cherry. I sent a voice recording to somebody to show them we weren't the same person. Because again, Maria Howarth was coming out with that. And again, I've never done anything to that woman for her to be so vile.
Oh, she is vile. I had one dealing with her. She doesn't even have a significance in my life, but she was trying. And that's what I said. She's another flying monkey that's a bored, lonely lady who uses YouTube for a bit of excitement. And you ain't putting your shit on my end.
Fishy things, I'll tell you right now. I'm not saying you're saying it's me, but I'm not following because I've had to come on tonight. I've been off here for 2 years. 2 years I've been off this app and I'm still getting it. Which I get. You put yourself on a public platform, you need to be prepared for the positive and the negative, right? Whatever's getting thrown your way, you need to be prepared for that. And I was fully prepared for that. But for the fact, like I said, 3 cars written off, 3 house moves in 8 months, the poster leaflets, and the 7-time graffiti. 7 graffitis. Now, anybody, like I said earlier, anybody with common sense, and I walk about with my kids, and I've never had my kids taken off me. And guaranteed, if Maria Howarth gets wind of this, she's going to go to the social work. So do you know what? I'll counteract that with a lawsuit. Because I had to fight tooth and nail. And trust me, the vocal person I am, I was standing, banging on that table and saying to social work, what you're doing is you're taking time away from the people that really need help and support as children. All I've done is stand up and defend myself. That's all I did. I am not a fucking bad person. I'm not. Now look at my hair, right? And you people, right? You people mocking me for my short hairdo, right? Okay, can I look like a man? Honey, I probably look better than your man. Or if you're a man, I probably look better than you. Okay? So let's talk about why I got short hair. Because my hair was falling out. My teeth was all falling out. I had big gaps in my teeth because I was grinding at night with the stress. My hair all fell out to the point I had to shave my hair. And look how grey my hair has went in the last 2 years.
Stress, yeah.
It needs to stop. It needs to stop.
This is the thing, babe. Half of these people get off on it. They're actually getting off on it.
Yeah, and see people say, oh, it's only YouTube. No, it's not. Because people take it behind the scenes and they do it further. I protect my kids all the time. And when people say, oh, Paula disappeared off YouTube, yeah, because I sat in front of social work and I deleted my YouTube account and I went, my kids are mean too much to me. I don't want to be involved in this anymore. I'm only trying to defend myself. And see, even though I backed off 2 years ago, it's still coming on. And let's go into the question about Cumbrian Truth, how I was sending him jail letters. See, whoever the sad person is who took their time out to write a letter in my behalf, blindfold me and I will write exactly that letter and guaranteed it won't match because I'm 46 years old and I've always written the same way. But there's all this stuff online, Sammie. I was sending him jail letters and he was getting ones back. Why would I risk my kids through social work? Especially a guy that's maybe 10 years older than my oldest boy? No. Cumbrian Truth wrote me a jail letter once, and he also put Paul Eileen, I love you. It's my rock. I got a letter, for Cumbrian Truth.
Alright, babe. Just take a minute. Okay.
Has to be done.
Do
Eileen,
you want to go and get yourself a glass of water? Wait.
I've got Eileen. So I get letters for Cumbrian Truth, which is sent to my old address, and it was one was addressed to me and Paul. And there was, I think, two times Cumbrian Truth called me for his prison, and Paul was present. Paul didn't want to know. And that was the last contact I had. Last contact I had, I'm just tired. I'm tired. Again, I put my hands up, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, I was loud and vocal. But see, when people are running about, doxing addresses, shouting and screaming outside buildings when my kids are there, especially my autistic daughter, and she's getting all flared up and going, noise. That's trauma. So if any of you are watching, stop. Leave us alone. I am not involved in any person's channel. I am not involved in any fake accounts. I am not involved in anything. And trust me, like I spoke to you, I spoke to Sammie the other night and I said, this has to be done. Umpteen times I've wanted to do this, and I'm like, I'm going to come back on here and it's going to kind of kick me in the teeth. What do I implore to all these women I support? You've got one voice. Don't be sitting in my position right now and kind of going, you know, oh, I wish I'd done something differently. All I did was try to say the truth. That's all I did. Nothing more. I never went round people's areas or buildings. I've never antagonised or intimidated people. Not that I'm a timid, scared person, because I think all my sisters in the chat will tell you right now I'm a very fearful, forceful person when it comes to my kids, and the social work silenced me. I was silenced. So even after I was silenced and I came off YouTube, I had social work come back to me umpteen times and saying, why are you still targeting you? How can I answer that when I'm not involved? What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? I've had to move umpteen times, right? And usually you get help getting a house move. I've had no help at all, and I've had to do it physically by myself. Yes, I'm on benefits, and you know what? I've always worked all my days. Would I risk going getting a job? Would I fuck? Because they would pinpoint and make my life hell. That's why I can't get a job. And I've always worked all my days. Yes, I've still got the kids, Swinger. Yes, I have. I've always had my kids. They have never been taken out my custody. They are, I know Anton did, yeah, because it's on his page. I never, ever had my kids been at risk taken away from me, because they're in my life. And do you know what I've learned? A very big, valuable lesson. You know the saying, sticks and stones? It doesn't matter what people say about me. It doesn't matter what I think about myself. It's what my kids think about me.
Mm-hmm.
And I raise my kids to the best of my ability, and I do it on my own. I've got no family, no aunties, no uncles, no grandparents, no parents, nothing. I do it all myself. No, Maria, I wasn't going to do a live with Tony. I was meant to do it with Paddy and Emma. And I spoke to them behind the scenes. No disrespect to Emma at all. And then I spoke to them behind the scenes and I told Paddy everything that was told. Take it how you wish. He wasn't happy with my response because he was looking for negative comments and I was telling the truth, like I always do. And then I was made aware that he put a post up saying, oh, this live's not happening because Paula's still talking to Paul Ellis. Won't risk my kids over empty. Never. I've always taught my kids, no matter how much I love somebody or how much I'm friendly with somebody, they come into your home, your safety net, and you're uncomfortable, they go. And like I said, I did try to do the check on Tony and it went over the heads. I did try to do it. Smart Kids Stacey had put in a post that Maria Howarth had said how she video footage of Tony in my house. And like I'll say, loud and clear. Tony was in my house for not even 10 minutes. End of November, start of December 2022. My kids are all in bed. Never met them, never have. So ask yourselves this. How did she get this Sarah's law on this man? If he's guilty of what he's done, fair play. But bear in mind why Sarah's law and why the Clare's law was put into effect. So anybody that uses that to gain likes or attention, you're disrespecting those Clare and that Sarah, why those laws were put in place.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids were used for that. And am I doing anything about it? No. Am I going to go to social work and report Maria or underage kids and do what she's doing online? No, I'm not. Because I would never put any child through what my children have been through. And I've got a boy, and we're going to stipulate his age. But I've had him for a very, very long time. I have never had social work in my life up until the last 2 years because of you, Maria Howarth. So thank you. And I know you can sleep at night because you constantly put it up online about how you're a weed smoker. That's probably how you sleep at night. Each their own. I'm not taking a dig. I'm proving a point. I have never done anything or attacked anybody to endure what I've had in my life. And Maria would have to say she was you. See, again, fishy fingers, I've got no idea how she'd obtained the Sarah's law because, like I said, I went to my social worker and I'd asked her to do the check, and they came back a week later and they couldn't do the check because he wasn't around my kids. So my question is, how did she get that done? How did she get that done when he's not been around her kids? Anybody that Googles how to get a Sarah's law, that's what it stipulates. Disgusting. You know, if you've got an argument with an adult, argue with the adult. If you take it behind the scenes, do it. But involving kids, the lowest blow. Lowest blow ever. And I think I went through enough, as you know, Sammie.
Yeah. The thing is, though, that's the thing. These people do actually get off on it, babe. You know, you can tell them what you're going through, and I've banged my head against a brick wall with some of these people trying to explain my side, but they just don't want to believe you. They want to join in the hate because it's entertainment.
Yeah, because the truth does not feed the narrative.
Yeah,
The truth will shut their post down. So they've got to encourage it and fabricate and put their own narrative into it in order to encourage more hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anybody that's watching, for every adult that you're attacking, they've got children behind it. Stop. They would tell her it's you who has to request it. See, this is what I don't understand. Fishy things. I do not understand how she's got it. I did assume that she used my kids to do it. It's the only way, because she had put on a live chat. I'd done the check to safeguard Paula, Bennie's children. That's where I've got that from. That's where my assumptions came from, that she's done that. And then if you got the Smackhead Stacey's latest post, she's making aware that Maria's deleted her posts that she put up, which Smackhead Stacey's also simulated. It still comes up in her email. She's admitted she's contacted the social work. Disgusting. And now let's get back to the fact where Maria was supportive of Tony and his road trips and everything, and she was always supportive of him. Why is that not being highlighted? Why is nobody saying anything about that? But kind of concerning.
She came across quite predatory when I spoke to her. She seems like one of those predatory people. You know, I can kind of pick up now on energies, like if people is a decent, genuine person, or if they do have this narcissistic demon, as I like to call them. And it's so easy for me now to tell whether, you know, even with catfishes, if I get many people trying to start conversations with me on Facebook, and I don't even go into it anymore. Because you know it's someone, a normal, genuine person will be straight to the point. They'll message you, give you the reason, get that, like, whatever it's about. But there's a lot of people that try
and adults. See, the thing is, the minute people start slating your appearance or your looks, or being really derogatory, and it's like, or physical violence, they're losing that argument. They've not got the intelligence to have a back and forth debate.
So true.
Like, go back and forth and then sort it out. Move on. But these people, it's like violence, intimidation, putting kids' lives under threat. Why? Over an app? Why? It just does not fathom my head, because every single person that has caused pain and misery in my life for the last 2 years, have I done anything? The strong person I am? No, haven't I?
Lower yourself at that level. Don't lower yourself. That's what they want.
They all know that I've got nobody around me. Yes, I've got so many people support me, but I've got nobody physically around me to support and help me. And they knew I was a target. And this thing that was under investigation for a 15-year-old, and I walk about with my kids.
Well, anyone with half a brain would know you wouldn't be having it with your own children if that was true. If people actually put two and two together and came to the right, came to fore, it's like...
Yeah. And do you know what? It's like Rebecca Lou's really home with me, because I seen her doing a interview, and she was like, about her and the David Beckham thing, and she was like, you know, all this stuff circulating online. And one day my kids are going to see this. But at the back of it, they're going to see me supporting myself. Exactly what I've done. But did social work see that? No, they didn't. I had them come to my house every week. I had to go to monthly meetings. Pathetic. And then 3 monthly meetings. The monthly meetings were core meetings, and then 3 monthly meetings. And I had to sit there, and it felt as if you were stripped fucking naked.
I can understand that.
And I had to fight my corner for my kids, which I did gracefully. And I stood up in all arms, and I was like, I know I'm a good mum. Yes, I'm wrong for arguing. Yeah, I'm wrong for being the way I was online. But it was people that drove me to be the way I was. It was that's a bare bossy, Sammie. You know that. It's how I was. Unfortunately, I kind of fell for the trap of
basically reactive abuse, babe. Reactive abuse. It's a well-known tactic that the narcissist uses on their victim. So you're not the only person who fell for it.
All I did was walk away. All I did was walk away. And that wasn't enough.
Well, they get obsessed. That's the
point.
I
am past the point of caring what people say about me online. How I am as a person, because when I sit with my kids and I look how they see me, that's all I need. It's all I need. I've failed at many things in life, like a lot of us have, but being a mum, no, I haven't. And yeah, do you know what? Yeah, somebody put a comment. Yeah, it has. It's aged me. It's aged me rapidly. And it took a big decision to do this tonight. And actually, it was me that contacted Sammie and says, this needs to be done, because even though I've been away from all this for 2 years, I'm still getting bits here and there.
I've had it for 7 years, babe. It never stops. You're always going to have a dickhead out there that wants to bring it up, or a lonely Maria Howarth that wants to cause shit.
Yep.
Kind of sold your soul to the social media world in a way, but the best way to deal with them is grey rock. You grey rock them, you get a mad life.
You want the truth? Put me in front of a lie detector test, like many people do on here, right?
These people aren't even worth your. They're not even worth. You don't need to anymore. You don't need to. You've said your bit, and if people don't want to believe that, then it's just a game to people like that. There's no point in playing the game.
I'm not here to slag MD off or incur more hate, because guaranteed I will expect a phone call or a visit from social work after this. Trust me. Because Maria Howarth, do your worst. Do your worst, because I will counteract that. I will. My kids have got the best school grades. They've never failed. Like I said, my oldest boy, I'll not disclose what age he is, because he was also put under threat. He was going to get beat up. It's an example to me. So every time my son left the house, I'm like, he's going to come back in one piece.
I know, babe.
Before my youngest got moved to school, they didn't know we'd moved. And they put the leaflets out. So I'd requested, can I move my son's schools right now? And they were like, no, we can't disrupt his education. And I was like, I don't want him getting picked on or people questioning. When it came to my autistic daughter's enrolment for a special needs high school, I had to walk out because I didn't know who was watching. I didn't know who was around me. I was always sceptical, and still to this day I am, because I had my old neighbour telling me that people were able to tell him. Now, if I was on the phone walking down the street, people were walking past me, I didn't know who it was, and they weren't able to see what I was saying in a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting followed constantly. What grown man does that?
Monsters. And that's what we've been dealing with, unfortunately. Some people are genuinely getting involved by accident, but most of them know exactly what they're doing. You can't empathise with a narcissist, unfortunately. They don't have empathy. So when you try to give your side...
I'm not ashamed to admit it. They broke me. They did. And I've actually got one person I call a sister, and she's got like issues with her teeth, and I sent her a picture with all my talents would fail out, because I was grinding my teeth at night. I didn't realise I was doing it, because you know you're going to wake up to in the morning, washing my hair, because my hair was in here, washing my hair, and it was all coming out in clumps. That's why I had to get it all cut short. So again, I done that, and there's all these jives on the app, you know, my hair, and it's like, you've got no idea. And I had to take a big step up and say, do you know what? You try to break me, and you did to a certain extent, but I pulled myself back up. I grabbed myself and I was like, get up.
And you've learned a big lesson. Now you know the game. You'll never fall for it again. I don't think people really truly understand until they've suffered some sort of narcissistic abuse. And this is what...
There's people on this app that have went through many things when it comes to certain people on this app, and it's been highlighted, but I think people had a kind of negative point about me because they didn't realise the extent of everything I went through.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
They didn't
And
take the
again,
time
waking
to
up to the
listen.
graffiti,
They
waking up
didn't
to the car
listen.
being destroyed. Do you know, and again, it's like, do you know what, people all laugh and mock about Paul getting to jail. That doesn't put me up or down because I split with him a year in June. But that guy was pushed to his point because he was constantly getting followed. Everywhere he went, he was getting followed. And my son was in the car. So see, no matter what people say about that situation, my son was in the car and I take his opinion over it over anybody. Everywhere we went and everywhere we moved, we shopped out with, but we were still followed and traced. No matter where we went, it was highlighted where we were.
Mm.
And the thing is, it's like when people can say it like about Paul, right? If it's online antics and all the rest of it, I'd probably agree. He's a bit of an arsehole. But it came to my kids adored him. And, you know, people, I've seen things online of how Paula get run out of Fife. I'll tell you exactly why I moved for Fife. And it was actually 2 weeks before their dad passed away with cancer. And I moved back through to Glasgow to get more help for my daughter with autism, which has proven to be immense. And I moved through here on the 7th of December. It'll be 8 years this Christmas. And the 23rd December, their dad passed away. So I'm raising kids without a dad, which I don't want sympathy for, because trust me, I'm stronger than I fucking look right now. But to have that mocked, I get run out of Fife. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I could easily walk into that street or that area and I'd be welcomed. What people don't know, they make up.
Oh yeah, don't they just? Oh yes,
they do, and it's an example. And this is why I've had to do this every year night. It's like it's took me a long time, and a few times I've wanted to do this and I've cancelled it. So I'm like, what's going to happen? And it's not a case of bring it, like I used to say. Please don't. Please don't. No more graffiti. No more impact on my kids' lives. They're young, innocent children, and they don't deserve it. They don't. I was a mother that chose to argue online. Yes, I was in the same house arguing. We were in different rooms, but it was still wrong. To do that and shout and scream very loud on a live when my kids were in the house, because it's not right. It's not nice for them to see that and experience that. It's not. But I was that pent up with people poking me all the time, and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. And every time I was called a liar, and I would produce the proof, would it be my passport, letters, anything. Did I get an apology? No. It still continued because the truth does not feed the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be the hate.
Sorry, babe. 2 seconds. What? Oh yeah. Yeah, go on. Yeah, I'm on a live at the minute, babe. Sorry, darling. Go on, carry on. Being interrupted. Sorry.
No, it's
Go on.
okay. It's
Sorry.
alright. It's alright. It's actually went really, really well tonight. Considering, because I was like, I told you I was really nervous, and a few people said to me, "I'm not really comfortable you doing this, but you've got to do what you've got to do." And then, like, do you know what? It has to be done now. So for anybody that's watching, my kids went through trauma for 2 years. Heavy trauma. Having to move multiple times, move different schools, not being able to bond with people and have friends, and being isolated in their own home. Their own mum, a strong, amazing woman, and I couldn't go out the street with them because I was too scared. And what was going to be, I was going to be confronted by, because I was constantly getting told that over defending myself on YouTube. What the fuck? Really? So I draw the line.
I'm grateful for it a little bit because I met you, babes, and you were the first woman to come forward and say you're not going crazy. And I didn't even at that point I didn't even know who Humble Dryer was. I just knew that he was making up so much
I
bullshit,
knew
so
who he
many
was
lies.
through Facebook, because I've got a friend on Facebook, and I think they were following Decca, and they'd put a post up about mental health, about Decca, and it came up in my newsfeed on Facebook, and I was like, oh, positive, empowering words. And then that encouraged him to send me a friend request, which I accepted. Didn't know anything about him. Big burly guy. I was like, oh, nice guy. I'm not going to lie. How I seen him.
All narcs are in the beginning, babe.
Then
That's how they
it was the conversations, and it was like, and they started to get a bit too heavy, and I was like, I didn't fucking met you. And then it was a case of, he was clearly spying everything I did on my Facebook page. And he messaged me, and he was like, how do I know you were talking to this person or that person? And the guy on my, who I've still got my Facebook to this day, does a lot for mental health. He's got long hair and tattoos, and he's like, oh, so I take it you like guys with long hair and tattoos. And me being me, I was like, who the fuck are you talking to? Fuck off. Nobody tells me who to talk to. And I moved away from him.
Mm.
But then, with the Humble Dryer stuff on Facebook, and I was looking at all the messages that victims of Decca had been put up, and I was looking at my message and looking at theirs, and I was like, the similarity is so unreal.
Mm.
And I contacted them, and I sent them all the messages. So when he sent saying you weren't a victim, no, I wasn't a victim. I wasn't a victim. I fortunately stopped that. I was like, don't tell me what to do. It's not happening. So I've never portrayed myself as a victim of Decca's. I got myself out of that. Because like Campbell told me 2 weeks prior, before I was due to meet Decca, he had this instance with a lassie in a hotel. And I was like, all right, got a lucky escape. And for then it's just stemmed.
Mm.
And again, it's like I don't keep everything to shit on somebody or call them out. I just never delete anything. And I actually did. It was when I first fell out with Humble Dryer, and Maria Howarth came to me, oh, how's this all came about? And I stupidly gave her the password to my Facebook account. I says, go into these 2 accounts, get everything, and save it. Oh, she took it a step further. She then went into every personal message I had, to the point she was answering in place of me when I wasn't responding. So she took that, when I gave her trust to go and take all these messages as proof, this is why I fell out with these people. She then thought, do you know what, I'm going to be a nosy cow, and I'm going to delve in, because I've got such a sad life, and I'm going to go into every message you've had with people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she did. That's what she did.
Dirty,
So
dirty, tall women.
It seems she seems she's got a lot on me. Give me a microphone. I have nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. I will not say behind your back what I won't say to your face. And many women in this chat right now will tell you, and that's exactly who I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's how I sleep at night. I'm not a nasty bit of person. All this hasn't made me a nasty bit of person. It broke me. And I had to build myself up. And I've had to, even like I've been in this house, it was a year in April, and I'm still trying to decorate it, because it's like, am I going to be here long enough? Is it going to happen again?
That's the trauma. It takes quite a while to get rid of that bit, unfortunately. It can take up
it does.
to
But you know what? I'll get there. I'll get there. And if anything, I try to implore what I went through in my experiences to help people, and to show them there is a way out, and not to sit in the dark corner, and to get up. And it'll take a bit of time, but do it. Do it.
Yeah. And the more that do speak out, the more it becomes harder for these predators. I mean, I don't think Humble Dryer will be doing this to anyone again very soon. because everybody knows he's a bullshitting liar now. He doesn't have any power, whereas before he did. No one knew who he was. Other accounts were backing him up, which we found out were actually him backing himself up, causing shit on different accounts, causing lies, doing different things. You know, it's over.
I've got my friends, say there's Claire, a spade's a spade with me. My good friend Eileen, she actually reached out to me just over a year ago. Things like this hurt me.
No.
Because she knows how much she means to me. I was isolated. Still to this day, I don't know anything about this place. And Eileen seen me comment on a friend's page saying, "Oh, talk about isolation, I know how it feels." And Eileen actually reached out to me and she's like, "Never feel alone. You've always got me." And that woman is like the mother I've never had. And I bless you. I bless you, Eileen. This is what I've got in honour of her late dad, who meant a lot to me as well. But that woman's my rock. She's an amazing mum to her kids. And she's got a very big positive impact on me and my kids as well. She really has. And that's my solace around the area I'm in.
That's the
Because
people you need.
I don't know anybody else. And I don't know who to trust. That's what they take away for you. You do not see when you see things online. I know everybody in every area. You're skeptical. When you go into a shop, you get a takeaway. Who's that come to my door? When your buzzer goes, or your door chaps, who's at that my door? And I've still got that to this day. But I still got up and I still show all these amazing women strength. Because I'm like, use me as an example to move on and fight. Fight. That's all you can do. Fight or flight.
Definitely.
And I'm proud of who I am.
Baby. So
I love you, Sammie, and we have got such a bond.
Like it.
Do you know what? Humble. This is the only negative thing I'm going to say. Humble. We are connected.
Yeah, thanks for that, Humble.
And we have got solidarity. We have got solidarity through all of this, and I couldn't ask for more amazing friends that I've got in my life right now. And you're one of them, Sammie. Sammie, you do so much, and again, you're an amazing mum, and you stand tall and proud, and it's all we can do as mums. Doesn't matter what gets thrown your way. When it comes to our kids, I'll rip your throat out as you stand in front of me. I will. And I've never gotten in a physical fight. I've never caused people fear, alarm, or threats or stress.
Mama bear, babe.
So do you know what? Oh, cookie. So, if anything comes to this, when it comes to like, the social work and stuff like that, I'll fight them arm in arm. Because, like I teach my sisters, who I'm responsible for, and to show them encouragement and empowerment and strength, you get one voice, and you have to use it. You have to use it. Let no one silence you. You speak from the heart how you feel, and you shout it out loud.
Yeah, especially if you've got proof and evidence to go with it, you know? So you're always going to get two sides of people. You're going to get genuine good people, and then you're going to get these bully narcs. Once you know what you're dealing with, it's quite easy just to walk away now. I've got an amazing bubble of people, including you, in my life. And I feel so much stronger for everything. In a way, I'm glad of what I went through, because it showed me how nasty people can actually be. Not just an ex-boyfriend or, that sort of nastiness. Complete strangers. Flying monkeys that literally wanted to come on the internet and call me a liar over something they had no fucking idea about. So yeah, you're never going to be able to get on the same level of those people because they're just brain dead. Really.
Yeah, they can't, because again, you've got so many people on this app and they're so nasty and disgusting in their comments to people that they don't know, and it's just what they're seeing about somebody putting something up on their page, and you got all these nasty comments, and it's like, put your face on your account. Do a video, do a 24-hour video on your home life. Guaranteed you'll be judged just like everybody else, but you can't. And these are people that are so sad in existence, unfortunately, and they've got such sad lives that they feel that their negative, nasty, petty opinion is validated when it's not. It's not, because see, if you had a home life and a good job and a great life, you'd be on these apps with fake accounts or faceless accounts. You wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't have the time for it. Just like I've no had for the last 2 years, because I've had all these people, majority of them in the chat right now, plus many more, that I talk to behind the scenes. And even then, now they'll tell you, I still shut myself off. See, if I'm going through like a bit of like PTSD or trauma, I shut myself away from them all.
I do that, yeah.
I do, because it's like, I cannot afford to show people my weakness. I cannot afford to show people my weakness. And they always say your eyes are the windows to your soul, and that's why I can never, ever look somebody in the eye for longer than a few seconds. I can't do it, because I'm like, it's the only thing you can't take away from me. You can't take away my soul, and it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's strong, it's empowering. I am a lovely person. I'm a very supportive person, and I will stand side by side with somebody.
They know, they can see that in you.
Side by side with people. I will never ever kick somebody when they're down. And again, like I said earlier on, all these nasty, nasty, vicious, uneducated, pathetic, neglected women on this app that feel fit to put another woman down. I hope your ancestors turn in their grave at your attitudes, because it's disgusting. Because how we have fought in this world as women to survive and be recognised. And what do you do? At the spur of a moment, especially on a man's app, you bring a woman down. I will see you all in hell, because I talk the devil at night. It's me that hands out the VIPs, ladies. That's what I do. I hand out the VIPs. I've earned my stripes with the devil. So, do you know what? Can't wait to chat the door. That's it.
I'm not saying I'm a nice person. I'm a good person, but I'm not always nice. It depends on the other person if I'm nice or not. So
but we're being honest. But again, we're being honest. It's not as if we're sitting going, "Oh, we're pure snow," and we don't deserve this. Again, I'm recognising I deserved a lot of stuff that was thrown at me before I came off the app, because I was pretty nasty and volatile, because I was thrown into a corner and I was trying to defend myself. That's all I was doing. It's no excuse, but it is my excuse. People are going to take for it what they want.
Their opinions don't matter. At the end of the day, they shouldn't have been involved in the first place.
It's my kids' opinions that matter.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's all that matters. It's all that ever will matter, Sammie. It really is all that ever will matter, honey. And it took me a long time to realise that and see that. And again, I lift all these women up. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm really thinking about myself. I'm not, because I'm like, do you know what? I don't want these women to sit and suffer or feel how I've been, or went through what I've went through, or that dark corner I sat in for all that time on YouTube. And you know yourself how dark it is. And I sat in that corner and I had nobody to lift me out. And I had to do it myself.
Yeah. And I'm proud of you.
That's where I stand in that corner. And I say to any woman, you're not going there. Let me help you. don't go down that. Don't go down that route. And again, it's like, see YouTube. I used to go to YouTube for looking at movie trailers or music. It's become so dark.
Yeah, I don't use YouTube unless I'm sort of sharing film work, but I don't usually do all this sort of stuff like associating with people on the outside, because people are just mean. And it is a gateway for your haters and your trolls to get hold of you. It's kind of like a portal for people to, you know, they got to take the time to go out and contact you that way. They're just bullies, monsters.
I've went through so much from my child upwards, and there's nothing. See if you can stand your ground and you can get through not having parents and family that haven't walked out my life. I've walked out their life. Anybody else, you're a walk in the park. You're a walk in the park, because if you can walk away from your own blood family, any friends that walk out your life, I can deal with it. I
lost my mum and dad at 14. I don't give a fuck what other people think of me. I'll do what I want, when I want, and how I want. And if anyone's got an issue with that, then fuck them.
So I'm a swinger. I was one nasty to you. I'm sorry. You talk about me or Sammie, honey. Listen, do you know what? It's okay. Honestly, it's okay. I've got no malice to anybody that's had an opinion from what they seen when I was on that app.
It was all twisted. Yeah.
But I get it. If you were seeing me being angry and volatile, I get why you've had an opinion. I do. It's all good. Honestly, it's just what I've had to endure. Again, forget what I've had to endure. My kids. And this is why I done this tonight, because, like I said to Sammie, I got a message the other day. No names. Again, I spoke to Humboldt and Maria Howard, and that's it. But I got a message the other day, and it was like, really? When's this going to fucking stop?
It doesn't.
Fuck off. Leave me alone. I am not involved with anybody on YouTube. Yes, okay, I'm sitting on YouTube live right now because Sammie's a very, very good loyal friend. I've got Cherry Hardy, who has had my back. This woman's had my back even though I wasn't on this app for the last 2 years. You two are the only people that I hold close to my heart from this app. All the other people in here are my sisters, and they all know how much they mean to me. But you and Cherry, you've seen everything I went through.
Back at you,
and
babe.
Again, it's called Women Uniting. Unity, women empowerment, standing up. Never, ever kick a woman down. Never.
Well, some of these women aren't women, though, are they? They're just vile. I mean, you look at Ian Huntley, what he did to those poor little girls, and that woman, Maxine Carr, stuck up for him, lied to the police for him. You know, like, some women are that sick and desperate that they will actually back up a predator just for the attention.
You know what? Again, like I said to my kids, Sammie, say for instance, I was with Paul for short of a year. Can I say anything bad about the guy? No, I can't. And again, people will speculate or say whatever. I don't give a fuck what you say. You've never sat behind my front door, so your opinion's invalidated and inconsequential. But like I said earlier on, I've always stipulated to my kids, no matter who this person is in my life, see if they make you feel uncomfortable and you don't want them around, you tell me. And they go. There's no question. There's no, you're wrong. They go. This is your home. This is your safe haven. And this is where it'll always stay. So people can say what they want about me as a mum. I don't give a shit. Because my kids' opinions come before anybody else. Like your kids do as well, Sammie. We know how we are as women. And we know how we are as mothers. And that withstands above anything else that people say about us.
Yeah, mine are 18 and 23 now. They're not exactly, when people try and make out like I'm a young woman with young children. I'm getting old. My kids are nearly leaving home. I'm looking forward to grandchildren soon. I can't wait. Like, it's not fair. The kids have been too old for too long. I need some small ones, but there's no small kids at
So
the
my wee
minute.
girl, she'll be 14 in March, and my youngest, he just turned 12 in September. Again, I'm not stipulating what the oldest age is, because he's already been put under threat, even though he's not even fucking on these apps. You'll see on my profiles, lately, in fact, the last couple of years, anybody that knows me, I don't put stuff up with my kids.
Yeah, I get it,
Because
babe.
they don't want their pictures put up. And they'll say, I don't want somebody to see me, mum, and attacking us. So I can't, even if I say to my kids, can I get a picture for memories? No. Because they think I'm going to put it up. And I'm like, I'm not going to put it up. No, mum, don't take a picture of me. So I've lost 2 years of memories of my kids. School photos, yeah, I've got. Hi, Smart Kids, Stacey. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for all your support there, Smart Kids, Stacey. Right? Trust me, she's no humble. He or she, again, I could even honestly tell you it's a he or she. That person's had my back. In conflict.
Why don't we ask now, Smackhead Stacey, are you male or female? I think we've got the right to at least know that.
I don't think. No, I don't think. She's had a baby, I think, last year. She was under threat as well. She was attacked as well. So many people.
I just don't think it counts now if I don't know you.
Sammie, see for everybody on the app that had so much derogatory, nasty things to say about me, that person had my back. That person had my back, and I commend you. Honestly, she's female. I commend you. I commend you. They've never judged me. Never judged me. And I'm glad you're in here tonight, Smart Kids Stacey, because we probably relayed the whole life at the start. I had to do this, honey. I had to, because thanks to Cherry, making me aware of things that was online, other people as well. I'm done. I'm done. And I never actually stipulated it earlier on, which I did say to Media Howarth, and somebody else the other day, the person that messaged me. I sat twice. And I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to go. I'm going to go. Because it's going to take away from. It's going to take away from everything the kids have went through. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go. I'm just coming out because my oldest there. Probably been seen. And I was like, I'm going to just I'm going to go. Because if I'm not here, then they won't go through everything I have to endure. This is how protective I am as my oldest boy. I don't want being seen.
Yeah, it's totally understandable. I get that, babe.
Let me back upstairs now. So protective. See, I'm not a bad mum, am I?
No, not at all.
Just in that because my youngest is there.
I think everybody can just learn from this situation that, you know, if you don't know a situation and you don't know an account that's spreading a rumor about someone, don't get involved, because you never know if it's somebody's ex-boyfriend or girlfriend trying to cause shit for them, or, you know, it could be literally anybody when it's a fake account. So I'm no longer interested in fake accounts. If someone can't come to me with their own face and their own voice, then too many catfish, too many ghost accounts, too many trolls. So I'm just done with it now.
I realised earlier on you're staunch. Obviously, Smart Kids Stacey. Do you know Smart Kids Stacey? I was going to do a live a few months ago. And Paddy Conway put it up on his page, or special guest Paula. And do you know why? Well, when that got brought about, Smart Kid Stacey, Maria Howarth had went to a certain person and says, she comes back on here, I'm contacting social services. And then Paddy's put up a post saying, oh, the live's off because Paula Bennie speak to Paul Ellis. And I'm like, what the fuck? I spoke to you in a chat. Do you know what it was? You never got the answers you were asking for. You wanted me to slate people. And I wasn't going to do that to feed your narrative. So Smart Kid Stacey, I know you've all just recently come in. The one at Maria Howarth, which I spoke to social work about. Tony Burkett came into my house in November, start of December 2022. How she's get footage, I don't know. Because he didn't even have footage in my house. My kids weren't there. My kids were up in the bed sleeping. Because he was, that point, if you all remember, he was doing the kids' hospital stuff. And he popped in to see Paul. Because I just got with Paul September, October. Literally 10 minutes in and out. That was the first and last time that I ever had any contact with him. And again, watch the thing for the start because it's going to be on Sammie's page, Smart Kid Stacey, about the whole Sarah's Law check, everything. And I'm just so glad that Smart Kid Stacey's actually so glad that she's come into this live night. Because again, people are now starting to see people for who they are on this app. And again, they ripped my life apart. They did. But I'm not going to sit and dwell on it because I'm halfway through my circle of life. So I need to kind of.
You just got to grey rock people now. Anytime you get a message, even Maria Howarth, just do not enter it. Just block it. Move on. I get another one, block it, move on. I don't give anyone the chance now because they're not your friends. If they're bringing up shit that happened years ago or trying to cause more drama.
No, they're no friends. They're no friends. They're no friends at all. And again, again, I'll stipulate. If I'm wrong, I'll put my hands up. I was wrong for shouting loud and arguing. I was wrong for jumping onto channels and putting my input in. I was wrong for going down rabbit holes and having my opinion and arguing with all these unnecessary people because it took away.
Everyone was doing it.
It took away the whole point of my story and telling my truth. And see if I hadn't done that and I'd got it out, maybe it would have stopped. I pity any female.
At the same right, you've got the right to speak up. You don't need, who are they to silence you? Who are they to say what you can and can't talk about? If they don't want us talking bad about them, don't be a fucking bad person. Simple.
Oh, Smart Kid Stacey, like I said, honestly, Smart Kid Stacey, like I said at the start of the live, I tried to get the check done on Tony Burkett, and the social work came back to me and they said to me, we can't do it because he's not around your kids. So how did she get it? How did she get that? People that use the Clare's Law and the Sarah's Law to attack people. Now, by all means, if you're using that to put the truth out and to make people aware, by all means, do it. Yes, do it. But don't use it to gain credibility on a fucking stupid app. And to make it you're this great person. You're a hog sitting in your cesspit. You've got no respect or regard for your children, from what I've been told. You've also got kids roughly the same age as mine, and you're on this app associating with ex-criminals, putting your tidbit in with other people. Your Instagram, put it on private because your youngest child's on your Instagram, Maria Howarth, and it's public. That's a concern, especially somebody that's a paedophile hunter.
Oh, she's not a paedophile hunter, surely. She's more like a paedophile.
But again, you chose to target me and my children. You try to get my children taken away from me, regardless of what you or anybody else defending your corner says. You try to get my children taken away from me. And we all know how the care system works in this life. It's disgusting and diabolical. But you picked on the wrong mum. So I'll fight tooth and nail, and like I did. And I kicked the social work out of my life in January. And again, Smackhead Stacey, trust me, I'll be expecting a phone call with a visit. And I'll record it. And I'll counter that, their disrespect for my respect. And I'll give a lawsuit to the social work for harassment. Again, we'll pay attention to the people that really need the help, because you are taking away the help from those children. And see if you go into like all the areas like Maria lives and all these other people that's picking and trolling and people calling all the us paedophiles and the rest of it. Look at the areas they all stay in. And all you need to do is Google the areas and look at the people that's it's been caught as a paedophile, right? None of you have been responsible for that because you're too busy on this app trying to cause grief and harm on people you don't even know. Go and help the real people that need help, but you will do that.
Humble was just bringing dangerous men to us. Yep. He was making it 10 times worse.
Yep.
He had no idea what attention he was bringing from what men. The men he was talking to about us, he didn't know.
Exactly.
Genuine rapists, psychopaths, murderers, and he's out there telling me I'm fucking Donna. You know, like
and
fucking
I was accused of that as well. I was accused of that as well.
Yeah.
And the fact that my kids got put on the at-risk register, my kids were put on that, even though they've been taken off it. That'll be there forevermore. And that was a kick in the teeth. That was a kick in my heart. Because growing up being neglected and all the abuse I went through, which Paddy Conroy, before I got with Paul, had said on her live, she's lying about her child abuse. Her mother said so. Mate, I haven't spoken to my mum in 20 years. What chance have you got? He also said that basically Paul had raped me because he climbed into my bed when I was vulnerable. He also said I was committing perjury because I put a statement in against the people that was involved with Paul's case. Now, I think we've all seen it online. Is my name mentioned? Is all his supporters saying anything? No. They're no. He's basically made me out to be committing perjury and put my kids under, like, basically get them taken away.
Yeah. But they hang around with that Stu Armstrong guy. And that Stu Armstrong guy is the same. He goes around doing exactly the same things. The traits, like the things online, how they get back at you, all the things they say. It's a predatory group, babe. It's a certain, they're cut by the same cloth, basically.
But again, it's like I've been off for 2 years and this is still circulating.
Oh, it's been going on for 8 years for me, babe. 8 years.
Leave me alone. Don't get your knickers in a twist because people are putting stuff about you online. Because you're doing it in another app and you're slagging all these people off in another app thinking they're not going to see it. And then people are putting on this app. You cannot control the narrative on YouTube. And again, like I said earlier on, if you put yourself in a public platform, you need to be prepared for the positive and the negative. But see, negatives thrown my way, disgusting. So, like Smackhead Stacey, again, you watch this like for the start, but there was 7 graffitis, 3 house moves in 8 months, 3 cars written off, social work involved. My kids were put under the at-risk register. My kids had to move school twice. And then my neighbour come to my door. Oh, there's people who kick your door in. And that was last Christmas. So July, August, September, October. 5.5 months after Paul had left my house, my neighbour chat at my door. There's people coming through your door. And what I said to him was, and it's quite kind of laughable, right? And I'm not mocking if any are watching. I'm not saying, oh, bring it. Please don't. Leave me alone. But I was laying my floor tiles in my hall. And I was like, what the fuck? I've just no longer moved into this house. I'm not moving again. And I went, do you know what? Tell him to come one by one. I'll get a ticket thing outside my door. Because any grown men that come in a group to kick somebody, a single mum's door in, what do you want? A fucking badge?
Rapists.
You want
They're
to
no better than those kind of men. Predators.
Put your faces up. Who's done the graffiti? They're clearly proud of what you've done. Put your faces up.
Mm-hmm.
Show who yous are.
Bullies, yeah. They're not men. They're not even men. They're kind of rats. It's just
Right, smart kid Stacey, I tell you something right now. My kid's life, did I hell write letters to Ashley Douglas? Did I hake? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. No. He turned on multiple people. That guy only got his information because he'd go round the circle. What do you know about this person? What do you know about that person? And he'd come on there alive and go, I know this and that. Because you went foraging about a fucking rusty forest and picked up shit. Anything alive on that? And people all talk about how Tony, again, I'm not defending him, Tony Burkett went to Ashley Douglas' mum's house. Is that because you were threatening to dig up somebody's dead parents and do dirty things to them? Is that maybe why they came to your door? And I also spoke to Ashley Douglas's mum, and I've still got the screenshots, the messages. And her words to me were, that guy couldn't have been any nicer when he came to my door. He just asked if my son was in, and then he left. And that came from Ashley Douglas, Cumbrian Truth's mum's mouth. Mm. So all these people, again, they're going to put all this and that up. And see if you're watching Andrew Gine and you're going to do a wee video to get your subs up because your ballerina posts are shite. If you can undelete the messages that you sent to me asking me to do a Clare's Law on Chris Hartley, the person casting over Gine that apparently chose you, why did you delete those messages? Because you asked me to do a Clare's Law. What was your answer to that? Was because you've got children, Paula. So you are in the same category as Media Howarth. You have tried to use my kids to gain information on people. Whether, I mean, the information could be true on these people you're trying to get information on, but you have tried to use my kids.
Sickos.
Yep.
And they're also jealous of what you've got, babe. There's also a lot of jealousy and envy that comes into it.
Listen, there's nothing to be jealous of because I've got a house half decorated because I never got a council grant. I wasn't allowed was it that community care grant? I was entitled to any of that.
They're jealous of you.
I can't get credit.
They're jealous of your energy, babe.
No, I had to move house that many times. I can't get credit. So I'm having to build up everything. And I'll do it. I've got majority of my Christmas in already anyway, so I never fail my kids. Never fail my kids. But like I said to you, this is a lie to say to people, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Yeah. You will never see me on this app after this tonight. Never. Because it's took a lot for me to do this. And I came to Sammie because I hold you close to my heart. And I don't trust anybody else.
I've got your back, baby. It's time to move on now. You've had your closure. You're always going to get the odd idiot to try and bring it up.
This was closure. And you know, it's like anybody's got a question to ask me. Ask me. I never lie. I never, ever lie because I can put my head in my pillow at night and I can sleep. And when you bring kids into this world, what do you raise them to do? Be independent, be strong, tell the truth. Mm. So I'd be a martyr if I was to do that against what I'm trying to teach my kids.
That's why I spoke about rape. Kids. Yeah, I'm not going to be called a liar. My children were watching all that bullshit that was going on. I'm not going to have a handful of grown men go around saying shits, not true when I've got so much evidence to prove that it is. Like, how
Smart
dare
Kid
they?
the Smart Kid Stacey saying he went to Ashley was saying, yeah, he did. And this is obviously way before I came off YouTube, Smart Kid Stacey. And I spoke to his mum. And I've got the messages. And I spoke to her on the calls as well. And she said, you know what, to be honest with you, Paula, she went, he was actually nice when he came to the door, because Ashley wasn't in. And Tony Bucket went to the door, tapped the door, and Ashley was in. He was told he wasn't there, and then he left. But again, they'll no tell you what Company of Truth was saying about Paul's grandmother. He's going to dig it up and and do something against Tony. I can't remember what that was. But my future. This is the first on 2 years I've been on here. I don't have fake accounts. I'm not interested. I can't even tell you what's going on of late unless I get said something. I just want to be left alone. It nearly destroyed and killed me the last 2 years. It really did. And I just want to move on. And
you'll get there, Dustin. You just need time. Yeah. And you need to be left alone, like you say, yeah. So just stay rocking now. Literally just delete them, block them, don't listen. And eventually it will
that person's blocked now, because it's like, don't try and intimidate me anymore. Don't. I've not been about for 2 years, so
I've still got them that try it with me now and again, but I just say to him, you're a narc, fuck off. I don't care what your rant is. I don't care how much you hate me. I don't care if you think I'm a cunt. I probably am, you know? So I'm not, like I said, I'm not nice to everybody, because not everybody deserves to be nice to. So if you're coming at me with bullshit, you're going to get blocked. I'm not even going to entertain it.
I've vocalised on my TikTok, right? And I'm like, to people, go and type my name in on YouTube. Because that's how honest I am. I'm like, you want to know what trolling's about? Go and type my name in. And then people get back, like pal Claire, she's like, I watched a couple of minutes yet, and she's like, I can't. And I'm like, but that's the dark side. What Smart Kid says, no, I meant more ran through what Ashley was saying. I don't even know about that, Stacey. I don't know.
Going, because I've just got to do something for 1 minute. My daughter's just gone.
I don't know about that, Smart Kid Stacey. I don't, honestly. Because even though I was with Paul for like that short span of a year, I never get told anything. I didn't. Was that Eileen away? No, Smart Kid Stacey, listen, you mention me if you need to, honestly, because you have not inflicted anything on me at all. If anything, do you know, it's like I've said to quite a few people, don't mess with that channel. Because you're very honest and you've been nothing but supportive. You've never judged me. Never, apart from that one time. Remember when I had raised about somebody's kids and never had access? And you were honest with me. But look how that's turned out. It's all over it. I was right. But you know how I was judged? But you keep me honestly, and you were like, that was kind of wrong. And I admitted, I was like, no, I did. I was blow the belt that night on that live. But like I said, it was like, I went down rabbit holes and I get lost and try to put the truth out. Yeah. And I get lost. And I think that's why people kind of brushed me off and thought, that's it. Because I just looked like one of those cranks on here, just shouting and arguing. But it's done now. It's done. And I'll be back on after this. I just had to trust my loyal friend to do this, to try and get it put out so that I could be heard to a certain extent. That's all. Hopefully I can not age as quick. It's like I did the last 2 years, because trust me, I have. But I'm still here and I'm still strong. And you know what?
You're a beautiful soul, babe. Don't let anyone ever tell you different.
I have got an army of women on that other app where I lift them up. We all lift each other up, but I'm like responsible for all these women. And I talk to so many of them behind the scenes, and we all lift each other up. See if they've got a flaw, I'll show them my flaw. And I go, let's stand together. Never put yourself down. And all these women are just amazing. And that's what you do. You lift each other up. You just don't put.
Yeah. I've got quite a good few little circle of girls at the moment, and we've all seemed to have had experiences with narcissists at some point in our life, and it's so nice when you know someone and they know what you're dealing with. Because, like I say, unless you've dealt with a narcissist, you really don't get it. You don't get how what's the word? Relentless they can be in trying to just with someone.
I'm on the TikTok apps, Matt Case says, right? And I actually had 2 accounts. I had a massive account which I deleted. I've got a new account now. And there's so Claire, I love you. There's so many women that have went through DV. I'm very fortunate that I never went through that, because I'd be like smack in the face, right? But that's not to say that any woman that's went through it's weak. But see, when we've got to do the duets and it's like the hands up, and when I duet all these women, my heart breaks, and you can see it in my videos, because it's like I've not went through you've went through. But I know your pain.
Yeah.
And I'll stand side beside you.
Always.
And I'll go to war with MD.
But these people aren't worth going to war with. That's the whole point. They're really not worth the fight. When you realise just why they're doing it. And a lot of these people are actually projecting. They're not happy with their own life. That's why they sit at home bored doing these things. Because, like you say, if they had lives and they were busy, they wouldn't be putting all their time and effort into destroying you and making you feel like shit.
If they were to put up their own life, it'd be boring.
Have you not seen the post with me and you? We're selling ourselves. They've put our faces in a reface video on YouTube, and then they've put Sammie and Paula selling themselves for crack.
I could put myself. I could tell me
It's pathetic. It's just so childish.
I don't care.
I don't think these men ever actually have had a woman, because if they were out,
I've been in my own since last year.
Yeah, it's just
Don't need nobody.
Yeah, me too, baby. I'm well single, staying single. Got a 4-bed house. I got my own business. I don't need no one. So only my friends.
You rock.
My friends.
Fist bump.
My girlies. Definitely need my girlies. I've got a mate that's going through it at the moment with an ex-partner, and he's
the audios went again.
Well, it's the children. It's when they start. You get your narcissistic people online that do all this stuff, but then when you actually meet one in real life and you have a relationship with one, and they try to take you down on social media or use your social media against you to get revenge, like that's kind of what I've been dealing with over the last 3 years. And it's always about my film work. If someone doesn't like me or they didn't like the word no, then right, we'll attack her social media. We'll tell everyone she's a nasty person. And it's just back. Where I'm like Marmite, babe. You either love me or you hate me.
The echo's back. Do you want to cut down? Do it again.
Can do. Do I have to send you a link for the same one?
Cut down.